everyone. Aloha.
Aloha.
We are coming at you guys from Hawaii. We are in Kona, Hawaii right now on our annual Plexus Emerald Extravaganza. Our company sends us on this trip every year, and we're just so fired up and full of belief, and that's why we wanted to make this video, just to share with you all how this has really deeply impacted each of our lifestyles, and how there's nothing any of us we would rather do because of the lifestyle that this industry, this company, this business has afforded each and every one of us. Really quick, I'm Natalie Dolan. I'm here with Sabrina Diaz, Tova Privet, and Natalie Borges. And we just want to share with you guys the shift that has happened in our lives, in our families, that has been a really big, huge blessing. So first of all, this is, like I said, this is a yearly trip that we get to come on for being top earners in the company. What I'll say is this is actually so doable for the average person. This isn't just for special, lucky people who have huge networks. This is just for anybody who is willing to learn, willing to work, willing to get outside of your comfort zone and have integrity. You have to love people and want to help people, and that's why we're here, because first of all, our products work, they're backed by science, they're cutting edge, they're best in class, and our company, Plexus, we have the best compensation plan around, the highest integrity, and we just do it right in this company. So I started my business 6.5 years ago, and at the time, my family was on WIC. We were very strapped financially. Our lifestyle was that of a lot of limit. I myself, I love traveling. I love meeting new people. I love having fun. And my, as a military family, there was a ton of restrictions on our lives. We couldn't, just because financially we couldn't travel, we couldn't take our kids on vacations. We were living paycheck to paycheck, very strapped, and I really wanted so much more for my life. I wanted to use my gifts and talents in a way that wouldn't take away from my family. I wanted it to come into my family and fit in without me having to leave, without me having to find childcare and be stressed and work for someone else and build somebody else's dream. I wanted to build my own dream, and I wanted to have an impact. And so that's what I started to see with Plexus, and that's why I chose this. First of all, I'll say we got off of WIC very shortly after starting our my business, but it's kind of a family business. We were off of WIC shortly after that, and then it became a full-time income, and then it became way more than I ever thought that I would make, bringing in 5 figures monthly. I never dreamed that. Now we live in Florida, we have a boat, we vacation all the time, and I could have never imagined my life being what it is now, but I'm glad that I decided to just take a leap of faith, learn about this industry, learn about the company, and just go for it and trust the process, because I saw so many people, regular, normal people with greater challenges than me, succeeding and bringing so much abundance in for their families. So one of the things that I really love about my lifestyle, since going full-time with Plexus, is I get to create my own schedule. I create my schedule so that my Fridays are very flexible. I can really do whatever I want. I don't schedule any appointments on Fridays. I get to, if I want to go to coffee with a friend, if I want to go to lunch, if I want to go lay out at the beach, if I want to go run errands, I can do whatever I want on Fridays, because I am my own boss and I get to make my own schedule. And so that in itself, just basically having a 4-day work week, I'll work where I need to, but that has been amazing just for quality of life. On Mondays, I wake up excited about what we get to do. Not only that, like I mentioned before, I really wanted to travel more. I wanted to go on adventures. I wanted to create more memories with my family, and that's what we do. At this point, we travel quarterly, and I've been able to meet the best people go to places I've never been before, vacations that are paid for. Just it's been really, really awesome, and I've made the best friends of my entire life through this community. So that, lifestyle wise, has been the biggest blessing for me. And not only that, we get to bring our kids if we want, and we get to have romantic vacations. This time I'm just here with my husband, which is such a blessing for us and so needed. So yeah. Toby, do you want to share a little bit about how Plexus has impacted your lifestyle?
Yes, so my lifestyle is dramatically different than most of my adult life. I worked as a critical care flight paramedic, so that meant lots of 12s and 24-hour shifts. And my husband's also active duty Special Forces Army, so very restricted, gone all the time. He can't make his own schedule. And we found ourselves kind of in the same boat where I always was at, the will of somebody else and then making my schedule. And the best it could ever get was about half the time I got the days off that I maybe asked for months and months in advance. I got half the holidays off, and it was always a coin toss. We wouldn't know to the last minute if I was gonna get Christmas off, of where was I working for Thanksgiving. And then a lot of times my husband was overseas for those holidays too. So it's very unpredictable for the kids. Though that's all they had known, I felt a pressure of memories slipping away. The kids were only home for so long, and I have so many fond memories growing up of holidays specifically. I really wanted to offer that to my kids. So when this came into my life 4 years ago, I continued to work as I started my business here, so I did them at the same time, and quickly realized there was a lot more options than I could have ever dreamed of. So about a year ago, I retired from emergency medicine after about 17-year career. And now the freedom that's given me, I work for myself, which means I get every holiday off. I get to be present with my kids every holiday. They don't ask me anymore. They're 12, 10, and 10 now. And so a year ago I retired, and they finally just now stopped asking, are you gonna be here for this? Are you gonna be here for that? They finally realized mom's around for good, and dad's around as much as he can be. And that's really given us such a sense of calm and honestly more excitement. So that freedom of being present and the freedom of not having to make choices and choosing the lesser of two evils has just been wonderful. There aren't words for that. And then the other flip side, I did healthcare for about 20 years, and to be honest, got burnt out in it. I loved it, but it got to a point where it didn't really feel challenging. I didn't have a desire anymore to really push myself in it, kind of reach my limit there. And where I find myself now, it's so easy to find areas to challenge myself and to grow. And one of the most satisfying parts is the freedom to help other people come into their best selves, and other people grow, and other people find this freedom that would have never imagined that this was an option.
I love how much stability it's brought to your family, and how much more purpose that you feel in doing this. You were helping people before. You always say you're helping people before, who were in a really bad place in their health, and now you get to actually help them get healthy, which I think is so awesome.
For sure. And I did mainly emergency medicine in the last few years, ICU medicine, and I was helping people at the end of their life. And I loved it, but the satisfaction I get from being able to help people on the front side and try to keep them away from those situations, it's just incredible. I feel like I'm better informed what I'm saving them from than they are. And it's so great keeping people healthy, getting people healthy, truly knowing we're improving the quality of people's lives and the time that they have left with their loved ones. It's just, there's nothing like it.
I love that you can help people with the quality of their life while you also are improving the quality of your life. It just grows from there.
Yep.
I love that. Sabrina, do you want to share a little bit more about how Plexus has changed your lifestyle?
Yes, that is incredible what you were saying, and we kind of are in the same boat. We are military as well. My husband is a soldier. He's deployed a lot. He's TDY a lot, which means he is not home. So that means that he is stateside, but he is elsewhere. So it really like came down to me being the sole provider and having twins young, very young. We were 22 and we are now facing ourselves with twin infants, and working just wasn't an option for me. So my husband was working full time, and I kind of felt like things were slipping for me. I was a full-time dedicated mom, but then, you know, inflation comes and really one income isn't enough. So I had looked into possibly doing a part-time job. And what that really transitioned to was we were working opposite shifts. So the job that I would be working and going into, my husband would come home, I would leave, I'd be working nights and weekends, he'd be working through the day. And what we were trying to prevent is actually being created, and we did not want that. We didn't want somebody else raising our children. We wanted to be present. I would be missing the sports for my kids. I wouldn't be able to be there to do homework with my kids or tuck them in at night. And that stood out to me so much, and I thought, okay, there's got to be a better way. And when my friends came to me, it was kind of just like a blessing in disguise. I listened and they explained, and I was able to fit this new magical lifestyle into our life, and it just kind of filled the gap. So we would be limited from going on beautiful vacations, just my husband and I, and now we're able to do that. We were so far away from family and friends that we utilized any chance that we were able to have to go home and see family. We never really got to step outside the box, to go to the Great Wolf Lodge or go to Hawaii, just as a family. And now we're able to do that, and I'm able to bring in that full-time income where I would have only been able to bring in a part-time income. I could bring in a full-time income home with my children and still be a very present mom all the way around. And that to me has been simply incredible, putting my name on that paycheck, my husband giving him some relief, not having to have the weight of the family on him. We can do this dually and actually live a family lifestyle.
Yes, I know that with my husband as well, he has expressed how much it's all, like, more stress is off of his shoulders, right? Like, he doesn't worry so much about providing. It's just relieved that stress for him, and so that's such a blessing. I know you guys travel a lot. You guys go on a lot of trips, right?
Yes, yes, we do. And you know, like I was saying, it was only for, you know, the necessities to go see family so they can see our children growing and what incredible humans they really are. But now we get to have those romantic trips, like you were saying, or we get to give our children like dream vacations, take them to Disney, and splurge, not stay off site and kind of just stay in like a motel so we can afford the parks. Mm-hmm. We're now getting the full experience.
Yeah.
So we are able to stay in Disney, in, you know, the Gaylord Palms convention center. If you've ever been there, that is amazing. But being able to bring my kids there and they get to be a part of the magic. That's what we wanted to provide for our kids, and not take like the no frills version, and just be able to just pour into our family and give them the lifestyle and the childhood that I didn't get to have.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I'm like, yeah, when we take our kids out on the boat or we go to Universal, I'm always like, wow, it is such a blessing to be able to give my kids what I never had. So I love that. Natalie, why don't you share with us how Plexus has shifted your lifestyle?
Well, first of all, we're at a resort in Hawaii, so that's a lifestyle upgrade
For sure.
in itself right there.
Yeah.
So that wasn't in the books for us, right? Like, that was, my husband left the military, we became missionaries. So the fact that we are here right now, it's because God brought Plexus into our lives, and it completely upgraded our lifestyle. It's made our lifestyle much more flexible. We are able to, right now, we're in transition. You know, we go through transitions in our lives, and we're in a big transition right now where we're moving. We just sold a house, we're closing on a house, and we're in this waiting period. And in this waiting period, we've been able to actually stay with our family in New Jersey, give our children the opportunity to be with this side of the family that they really don't get to see often. And that kind of flexibility would not have been possible if I didn't have this income with Plexus. It just opened up the door for us to do more as a family. I homeschool my kids, so when I say we have time freedom, I mean we really have time freedom, right? Like we could travel, we could stay in Jersey for a month or two, and that's okay. We're homeschooling our kids and we're working from our phones. So I would say that has been the biggest blessing with Plexus, and it's also just helping people, being able to help people build businesses that provide for their families. And it's not just about vacations, y'all. It's about being able to buy the food you want to buy at the grocery store. It's about just going out for dinner with your family. You know, when in inflation, like you have to really budget that out. If you're going to go out and you're a family of 4 or a family of 6, you have to budget that out. And that's the kind of freedom that I'm able to help people have in their lives. And so it's been an incredible blessing. Also to be able to provide this for my family, which, you know, we're supposed to help our families first, right? So the fact that I can help my family and I can just see the difference it makes for me to be present at home. I never thought I would be a stay-at-home mom, but here I am. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a homeschooling mom. I never thought that would be my lifestyle, but when I first held my first son, I just knew that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, I'm done. I can't work outside of the home. I need to stay home with my baby. And so when this opportunity came to me, at first I didn't know what it would bring, but I am so grateful that I just kept taking one step at a time. I trusted the process, and I just can't believe that we're here right now.
I know. You know, something I really love about your story is how much flexibility it's brought for your husband. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yes. So my husband also works from home. He does counseling, and like I said, at first we were a military family, so we got out of the military and he went into seminary. It gave him the opportunity to go back to school. My husband went back to school again, and now he's going back to school again. And I mean, he loves school, so, but you know what? It's okay. Like, he can do that. He can go back to school. He can start a new profession if he wants to. We have an income that is facilitating that. So it's really been incredible.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think I ever, you know, saw myself, you know, being able to make the kind of money that would shift our lifestyle so much and provide so much flexibility. But that's exactly why we share this, because I didn't know what I didn't know until I took a closer look. So if you, you know, are taking the time to watch this video and you're curious and maybe you just have like a hunger inside of you for more, I would encourage you to go to the person who sent this with you, tell them what might be holding you back or what appeals to you, and have that honest conversation to figure out if this would be the right fit for you. What I will say is that Plexus is, I mean, we are a top-notch company, and we're debt-free, and we're backed by Morgan Stanley. We are not a fly-by-night company. We're so solid and expanding continually into other countries. Within the next 5 years, Plexus will be a household name. Everybody is going to know about it because gut health and root level health and inflammation and blood sugar balance, everybody needs it. It is consumable. It is for the masses, for men and women, young and old. That's why when you really take a look at what we have to offer, you can see that what we have is different, and that anybody who puts their mind to it and learns the simple skill set can be successful, and you can change your lifestyle too. If you're tired of having to call in every time your kid gets sick and feeling that guilt and shame, or dealing with your boss, or dealing with the coworkers that you don't like, or maybe you just don't enjoy having to say no so often, and not being able to go out to eat with your family, and not being able to go get your nails done and treat yourself a little bit, you know? I know that as women, we put ourselves last, and that's what we do, what we have to do. But it's nice to be able to work for something where you don't have to feel bad about going and getting your nails done, or treating yourself, or meeting a friend for lunch, or being able to buy people gifts. Maybe you're just a giver. So just start thinking about what your life could really look like if you had more time freedom, if you had more financial flexibility. what could your life look like? Because this could be your answer, and it definitely was for me and for us. So thank you so much for watching this video, and we look forward to having a conversation with you soon. God bless. Aloha.
Aloha.